What if everything you've been taught about the human heart is a carefully crafted lie? They told you to lead with kindness, to value vulnerability, and to always lead with your emotions. But what has that actually brought you? For most, it has brought nothing but disappointment, betrayal, and a reputation for being easily manipulated. Now, listen carefully, because I am going to tell you the truth that the world is too terrified to admit. If you want true power, if you want to achieve total mastery over yourself and every person in your orbit, you must learn the art of being emotionless. You must feel nothing to control everything. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this long before the modern world lost its way. In his timeless work, The Prince, he does not waste time telling you how to be a good person. He tells you how to win. He tells you how to survive and thrive in a world that doesn't care about your feelings. Here is the first fundamental truth. The man who seeks to be loved more than he is feared is a man destined for ruin. People believe that love makes them strong, but it is actually a profound weakness. Love is fragile. It is conditional. It vanishes the moment you stop providing people with what they want. Fear, however, is a permanent anchor. Fear dictates behavior. Fear ensures stability. You do not need to be liked by the people around you. You need to be obeyed. Machiavelli never concerned himself with your internal emotional state. He was obsessed with your effectiveness. To a true strategist, emotion is nothing more than a weapon, one to be used with precision against your enemies, but never allowed to turn inward. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you hesitated in life because of a sense of guilt? How many times have you allowed someone to disrespect your boundaries because you didn't want to overreact or seem mean? How many times have you buried your instincts and softened your edge just to keep the peace? Look at the cost of those choices. It cost you respect, it cost you influence, and it cost you power. That is the tax that emotion steals from your life every single day. Machiavelli wrote that a man who tries to act virtuously in every way will necessarily come to grief among so many who are not virtuous. The translation is simple. If you try to be a saint in a world of predators, you will be crushed. We do not live in a fair world. We live in a world divided into those who rule and those who are ruled. If you want to be among the former, you must numb the heart. A leader must learn how not to be good. This doesn't mean you must be a monster of mindless cruelty, but it means that your goodness must be a strategic choice, not a default setting triggered by guilt. Your moves must be cold, objective, and calculated. This is the thin line that separates the masters from the servants. In this world, leaders act while followers merely react. And what is the primary cause of reaction? It is emotion. People who are governed by their feelings are easy to play. They can be provoked, they can be intimidated, and they can be thrown off balance with a single well-placed comment. But the person who feels nothing possesses a clarity that is terrifying to others. It is much safer to be feared than loved, because love is based on a chain of obligation that men break whenever it serves their interest. But fear is maintained by a dread of punishment, which never fails. People love you when it is convenient for them, but they will obey you even when they hate you if they fear the consequences of defiance. Expectations always end in disappointment, which is why your strategy must be brutally clear. You must learn to appear kind and appear generous, but you must never actually become those things. You must exist as two separate entities, the illusion that the world sees and the operator who pulls the strings. Everyone sees what you appear to be, but almost no one should experience who you really are. Your true self must remain untouchable, detached, and controlled. It should be like steel hidden underneath a silk smile. People are constantly watching you, waiting for a crack in your armor. The moment they see an emotional reaction, they find their way in. They will use your empathy against you like a blade. To prevent this, you must cut the empathy out first. You must destroy your own inner weakness before the world has the chance to exploit it. Machiavelli observed that men should be either treated generously or destroyed. If you inflict a slight injury, they will seek revenge, but if you crush them completely, they are incapable of striking back. You might think that showing mercy makes people loyal to you, but usually it just gives them time to regroup, time to grow resentful, and time to wait for a moment of your weakness. Total domination is the only way to ensure the story ends on your terms. This is what true emotionless control looks like. It isn't about anger or shouting. It is about clean, decisive action. You must detach from the outcome and focus entirely on the leverage. Your word is only as good as its usefulness to your current position. If a promise you made yesterday weakens your standing today, you must have the strength to break it. Control is not built on the shifting sands of integrity. It is built on the solid ground of leverage. People do not care about your feelings. They care about what they can take from you. The moment your vision is clouded by sentiment, you lose everything. Burn the weakness out of your system. Silence the guilt. Let the masses be ruled by their hearts while you rule with your mind. This is the only way power begins. Once you have mastered your internal state, you must master the image. Machiavelli taught that raw control is never enough. You must disguise it. You must be a fox to recognize the traps and a lion to frighten the wolves. Most people choose one or the other, but the truly powerful use both. The fox, however, often lives longer because power that is visible is power that can be targeted. Power that hides behind a pleasant mask is untouchable. You do not show emotion, you simulate it. You do not practice kindness. You perform it when the situation demands a specific result. The world is composed of people who only look at the surface. If you give them a surface they believe in, they will never look for the truth beneath it. The world rewards the illusion and punishes the honest. If people see the sword in your hand, they will flee or fight. But if they see an open, welcoming hand, they will follow you. The art of the master is to carry the sword behind the back and know the exact microsecond to draw it. It is not necessary to actually have good qualities, but it is vital to appear to have them. Fake morality is actually more effective than real morality, because real morality restricts your options. Fake morality gives you a shield of virtue while you act strictly in your own interest. This is how the great rulers of history survived. They let the public believe in their nobility, while they removed threats in the shadows. Being emotionless is the only way to keep the mask from slipping. Emotions reveal doubt, attachment, and hesitation. The moment the mask falls and people see your true feelings, the illusion of your power dies. That is when they stop respecting you. That is when they begin to test you. You cannot afford to bleed in front of sharks. Your control must begin with your face, your voice, and your stillness. You can be boiling with intensity on the inside, but your exterior must remain like ice. People do not resist what they admire, and they often admire the mask of virtue. Become what they trust, so that you can strike like a serpent when the timing is perfect. Eventually, if you do this correctly, you will forget where the mask ends and where you begin. This is a sign of success. You are no longer faking. You have evolved. You have buried the version of yourself that cared what people thought. You have killed the version of yourself that needed approval. That person is gone. Now, you play your role with the precision of a surgeon. The true strategist doesn't seek truth. He uses truth as a tool to get what he wants. There is immense power in making people believe you are the hero of the story, while you are busy reshaping their world to fit your vision. This is more effective than brute force. This is what kings do. Stop playing a fair game in an unfair world. Let others be honest. Let them confess their secrets, and let them cry. You will simply smile, nod, and execute your plan. When the mask is perfect, no one even notices the blade in your hand. Control doesn't come from a loud display of power. It comes from never needing to show it at all. This is the second step to total domination. Master the illusion, control the perception, and conceal the intent. Now, consider the role of guilt. Guilt is the ultimate leash. Those who feel guilt will always serve those who do not. Machiavelli understood that in the actions of men, the end justifies the means. Not the intentions, not the morals, only the result. History is not written by the kind, it is written by the winners. If you are still clinging to the idea that being good will protect you, you are making yourself easy prey. People do not respect kindness. They use it as a stepping stone. They do not admire fairness. They exploit it as a weakness. Your compassion is simply their opportunity. Why hold yourself to a moral code that no one else is actually following? Why play by rules designed by the powerful to keep the rest of the world tame? Guilt is not a sign of a good heart. It is a sign that you are being controlled by someone else's programming. Every time you hesitate to make a move that benefits you, you are listening to a voice that isn't yours. You have been disarmed by your own conscience. A man who moves with guilt is predictable and easily paused. But a man who feels nothing but the cold clarity of his goal is unstoppable. Behind every empire was someone who understood that morality is flexible, but power is absolute. When you are in control, the world will call you evil until they need you. Then, suddenly, your coldness is called strength, and your ruthlessness is called leadership. It is safer to be feared because love is a currency that devalues quickly. Fear forces respect even from those who despise you. If you apply the mask correctly, people won't even realize they fear you. They will just instinctively know not to cross you. They will feel a weight in your silence and a warning in your eyes. You must move like a shadow. Use guilt as a weapon against others. Plant it in their minds. Make them feel small for questioning you. Make them apologize for their own instincts. This is the highest level of influence. Once you control a person's sense of guilt, you own their decision-making process. This is how the few outmaneuver the many. They don't fight with their hands, they fight with perception. If you can bend a person's reality, you never have to force them to do anything. They will do it willingly. The greatest lie you can ever tell is that you are doing what is best for them, while you are actually doing what is best for your own empire. The powerful sleep well because they won. They understand that guilt is a trick. Reject it. Stop apologizing for being strategic. Stop hesitating to do what benefits your position. You are not here to be understood or liked by the masses. You are here to be obeyed. This is the third transformation. Feel no guilt, play no fair games, and win every time. Finally, you must learn to move in total silence. They cannot attack what they cannot see. Power doesn't need to roar. Sometimes it doesn't speak at all. A wise man does at once what a fool does at the very end. The fool brags about his plans, posts his goals, and leaks his own war plan before he has even started. He wonders why he was stopped. But the wise man moves without a sound. He strikes before a single question can be asked. By the time the world realizes what has happened, the game is already over. Talking is often a sign of insecurity. The more you say, the more information you give your enemies to use against you. Even a single sentence can cost you your advantage. Never try to win by force what can be won by deception. You don't need to walk into a room and demand respect. You should enter unnoticed and leave as the only name they remember. This is the paradox of power. Be seen as nothing, but control everything. Look harmless, look unimposing. Let them laugh and let them underestimate you. That is your greatest shield. When people expect nothing from you, they don't prepare for you. That gives you the freedom to strike at will. Silence isn't passive, it is predatory. While others are busy talking, you are observing their pride, their tells, and their deep-seated insecurities, you see everything. Because you are silent, you can move without resistance. When no one knows your plan, no one can block your path. Machiavelli wasn't obsessed with violence. He was obsessed with the total control of the environment. Silence allows you to choose exactly what to reveal and what to hide. Speak only in fragments. Let others fill in the blanks with their own assumptions and then use those assumptions as a weapon against them. A lie that is believed is 1,000 times stronger than a truth that has to be explained. You owe no one an explanation for your success. Let them guess your motives. Let them stress over your next move. That is psychological warfare, and it is the most effective form of dominance. Victory in silence is the cleanest kind of victory. There are no arguments, no debates, just consequences. By the time they understand your strategy, you are already 3 moves ahead on a different board. This is how leaders rise in plain sight. No drama, no outbursts, just quiet and relentless execution. You don't need to threaten anyone when your silence becomes the threat itself. People fear what they don't know about you. That fear is your armor. You must become a ghost with a goal, a shadow with a strategy. While others chase attention, you must chase power. Every person who talks too much is busy digging their own grave, but you are busy writing the future. There is nothing more terrifying to the world than a person who moves and says nothing, a person who smiles and means nothing, and a person who listens but gives nothing away. Control the silence. Then, when the moment is perfect, break it with absolute force. No warning, no build-up, just a move so precise and so unexpected that they never recover. Then, you vanish back into the shadows. This is your 4th transformation. Be unreadable, be unshakable, and be unseen. Move in silence and leave no trace. You have now learned to silence your heart. You have mastered the mask. You have conquered guilt and move in shadow. Now, take the final step. Become the game itself. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Love is a weakness because it demands your vulnerability. Fear is a strength because it demands their respect. But remember, fear without discipline is just chaos. You must be the master of both fear and discipline. The person who feels nothing doesn't become numb. They become clear. They see through the deception and the distractions that blind everyone else. They are like a cold blade. You do not bind yourself to the chains of sentimentality. Your only allegiance is to the result. This is not about being mean. It is about being a sovereign. When you feel nothing, you become immune to the manipulations of others. No praise can make you arrogant, and no insult can make you doubt yourself. You are a fortress. Look at yourself. Are you the person controlled by every passing mood? Or are you the person who controls every passing second? That is the only difference between those who rule and those who serve. Your emotions are nothing more than tools. They are flames to be used for heat, not wildfires that consume your house. To feel nothing is to become like the ocean, calm and flat on the surface, but possessing an immense, crushing power beneath. You are the ruler of your domain. You do not break, you do not falter, and you do not bow to anyone. A lion cannot protect himself from hidden traps, and a fox cannot defend himself from a pack of wolves. Therefore, you must be a fox to recognize the traps and a lion to frighten the wolves. You are both. You are the lion that strikes with power and the fox that disappears into the night. This is the final form of the Machiavellian mind. It is a state of being untouchable and unbreakable. True power is quiet, but never weak. It is cold, but never careless. It commands the room without having to say a word. To stay in this state, you must prioritize discipline over passion and logic over impulse. The world is full of people who feel too much and say too much, and they lose everything because of it. You are not one of them. You are the person who stands perfectly still while the rest of the world is burning. You are the master of your fate. You don't wait for opportunities. You create them through cold calculation. You don't seek approval. You command respect through your results. You have become the embodiment of pure strategy. The person who feels nothing in the end is the only one who controls everything. That is the ultimate victory. That is the beginning of your power. Before you go, I want you to leave a comment below. Tell me, do you believe that total emotional control is the key to winning, or do you still think your feelings are your strength? I want to see who is actually listening. If you are ready to stop being the prey and start being the predator, this is where you begin. Now, the lesson is over. Go out and execute.